Good evening. Welcome to a new segment of Mindful Mondays. This segment is designed to provoke thought and action in areas of wellness and budgeting.
My name is Josiah, your budget expert.
So, my name is Hellman, and I run Hellman's Healthy Hacienda. Tonight, we're going to discuss how to get to your end goals. So, we'll be covering various categories to help you brainstorm goals within those categories. Let's begin.
So, relationships. What's so important about relationships is that we need to build healthy ones. When I see self relationship, it's our thought process. How are we speaking to ourselves? Is it positive or negative? And two, how we're treating ourselves. When it comes to our families, our friends, our coworkers, are we setting boundaries? Are we having open communication? Are we also experiencing, mutual respect?
So I feel like the foundation of any relationship is going to be your relationship with yourself. So one of the things that you might be experiencing, and I know I have, is procrastination. I think that that's one of the things that can kill your end goals and can kill your dreams. So one of the books that I've read is Eat That Frog. It means stop procrastinating. Um, so stop waiting to do the things you really, really want to do. And hopefully through these segments, you'll be able to develop a toolbox so that you can go ahead and achieve your end goals.
Spiritual. Um, with spiritual, it's making sure that we're budgeting time for our spiritual growth, meditating, praying. Um, just like we have to budget our finances, we also need to budget our spiritual life, making daily habits and making that time.
So I know one of the experiences you might have experienced through the pandemic is just the struggle of what was going to happen and how were things going to turn out. And I think we're all still waiting for the how is everything going to turn out. So developing a daily habit, and one of my goals was to develop a daily habit in my spiritual growth that was seamless. So I downloaded the Uverse Bible app, and it's great because they have devotions of different lengths. So one length is like a 4-day devotion. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to build a habit. So you want to go for a short goal first and then build on that, and then you can move on to a longer goal. It also has, as part of the app, you can record your prayers or fill in your prayers so that you can go ahead and make that time, because who isn't walking around with their phone? I mean, that's our reality these days, is that everybody has their phone. So if you take those 10 minutes to go ahead and spend in the word and spend in prayer, you'll be able to enrich your relationship.
And the biggest piece too, when you spoke of the phone, the convenience, it can be wherever you are. So that is so beneficial, um, to where we can keep up our habits when it comes to our spiritual walk.
Exactly. The no excuses.
Right.
So wellness, one of your goals can be to develop healthier food choices. And with that, that usually encompasses a variety of different things. But overall, healthier food choices are going to be a daily action, if not a moment to moment action. So what we need to do is we need to identify when we're making poor food choices. So you may be making poor food choices when you're tired. That's easy to do. Also when you're stressed out, because you're making yourself want to feel more calm. And one of the ways that you can do that, it's not the healthiest way, but is by eating. So it's that effect where you end up creating a habit. So you really need to examine when you're making those poor food choices later in the day as opposed to earlier in the day. Are you a morning person or more of a night owl? Are you sneaking into the refrigerator later at night? And then how you want to feel good in your own skin. I feel like so many people are individuals that I feel like everybody has that right to feel good in their own skin. So many people really dedicate the time, and it doesn't require that much, only 30 minutes a day, in order for you to feel really good in your own skin and be able to walk with that extra pep in your step.
I wanted to add to that when it comes to the numbers that we view about our bodies. There's a lot of times that we look at the BMI and our body weight, and those numbers are not individualized. Those numbers are just a formula, a standard formula, but it doesn't fit everyone. And so I want to expose a misconception that, well, it states that I'm obese if my BMI is at this number or what have you, versus let's look at our blood results. Where, like the ranges of our blood, like our cholesterol when it comes to, I'm just using that as an example. So it helps, is a great indicator if our blood is within its proper ranges, that we are pretty healthy, versus it's not being in those ranges. So focusing more on that than body weight and BMI.
I think that's huge. I think you may be an individual that is not concerned about that, but then you go to the doctor's office, and when that report comes back, it's a different case, because it could mean that you have to be placed on medication, and that's like a whole nother situation, as far as your overall health.
When it comes to your finances, this is another category that's really huge that we need to be thinking about. It's identifying those spending habits. And the way to do that is separating your needs versus wants. And you got to know what is that? What does that look like? Looking at, at least 3 months worth of your income statements, your financial bank statements, and identifying what those are, because it shows you what your spending habits are. And from there, we got to find a way to be disciplined. We got to stay within our budget. If that's through residual income, if that's through just our jobs, whatever that number is, that income total number is, being disciplined to stay within that, and showing stewardship. And what I mean by that is, again, being disciplined, knowing how to spend your money, knowing where your money is being spent, identifying that and tweaking it, that where it stays within your budget, and you're able to maximize it through saving, through, like putting money, like I said, putting money away, and maybe decreasing in certain areas of the wants versus it going to making sure that it goes to your needs.
Well, this was an area that was, in the last 24 hours, me and my husband, we sat down and we looked at our checking account. It was an eye-opening experience. Our grocery bill had just gotten out of control. Yes, it was the holidays, but still, it was excessive. And then our shopping habits, Amazon is so user-friendly. It's like, well, just find it on Amazon, but you don't really, since there is no money exchange and there's just a credit card hooked to it, you really don't think about like, oh yeah, this is going to come out of my account. Again, eye-opening experience for us as a family. And I think discipline is my word for 2021. So what that means to me is that doing things even when you don't really want to do it. So again, bringing those boundaries, those healthy boundaries back to our finances so that we can accomplish those big goals down the line and we don't need to worry about things.
Because the ultimate goal too, Ms. Helmet, is financial independency. There's freedom in that. And that's something that when we identify these spending habits, when we are learning how to be disciplined, we are able to then experience financial freedom.
Well, and I think that there's a huge relief when you do have an emergency fund. And there's a huge relief when, we had spoken recently about if there's a car issue and you can go ahead and pay for it as
Hmm.
opposed to charging it on a credit card. All
Hmm.
of those little actions can mean something big down the line.
Definitely.
Um,
And that's to
and
bring it to like that your credit score. That helps being able to, you talking about bigger things down the line. If you have a great credit score, that helps with those type of financial purchases. But again, having that wisdom and having that discipline and how to utilize your money.
Exactly. And one of the big things, at least that I do, is that your grocery bill is probably the thing that can be manipulated the easiest. And how much food waste is there in the world? How much food are we just throwing away because we haven't eaten it because it went bad? But then we turn around and we're like, at the local HEB charging groceries. So,
Mm.
um, so I think that's the other thing, buying what we are going to eat.
So this is our resource page, and you'll find these links within the posts. So we would like you to just click on them, check them out. Everything that we spoke of, if it was books, if it was just different resourceful tools for you, you'll find it here in our resource page. I have a Josiah Team Facebook page, so you can go there. You can listen to various topics that I may speak of, especially about budgeting. So if you want to learn more about that, check out Josiah Team.
So at Hellman's Healthy Hacienda, I have a Finding a Better You free Facebook community. So I guess my superpower is if you are a busy professional and you are looking to streamline your life and to gear up for more health in the new year, I have plenty of resources for you to accomplish that.
While you said that, superpowers, mine is giving you a step by step in various aspects of your life. If it's your spiritual, if it's your fitness, if it's relationship, if it's money, and even when it comes to youth, I like to help people, coach people. And if there's a problem or if there's a concern, I like to fix it in a sense, and giving you a strategy, a well planned out, individualized strategy to overcome it or be successful in those areas. So that's something else I want to add to that. That's what Josiah Team is all about there. So yes.
She is like a wicked spreadsheet maker. Like you want to have her look at your budget. I mean, she can find money. I'm like super impressed with that. That's like a highly valued skill, I think.
And what I want to add this too now, all right, before we close, you have in Miss Hellman, you have a mother, you have a wife, you have a career woman. And so what she brings to our collective superpower is how to balance all of that, especially when it comes to our wellness and our health, and how to eat proper foods. That's going to definitely do wonders with the temples that we have been blessed with. So that's kind of giving you more insight on what you're going to get from Mindful Mondays, from Josiah, as well as Hellman's Healthy Hacienda, excuse me.
So y'all have an awesome Monday and we will see you next Monday.
Bye.